Buzzwords. G'day guys, this is Googs from The Drunk Philosopher. I'm not going to do another one on climate change. I know Greta Thunberg did her thing. I'm sure there's going to be 1,000,001 videos on YouTube today about it. And I'm not going to be one of them because my last 3 or 4 videos or whatever it was has just been on climate change. And I'm bored. I've said my piece for now. I'm sure I will repeat myself like I have in many videos prior to the last 4. However, for now I'm done. And if you've got any friends who want to know, for some reason, this 40-year-old male Aussie's opinion, show me vids. By the way, thank you very much to everybody who's been commenting on my videos lately. Power to you. Lovely to have a chat. Whether you agree with me or not, it's cool. I don't mind having a discussion. In fact, argumentation is one of my favourite things to do. In fact, I argue in my spare time. All the time. Even when I'm... Ooh, the kittens are meowing. I don't know if you heard that. My cat had kittens recently and it's hiding under the bed. You can't see it, but trust me, it's there. I am not torturing kittens, I swear. Don't call the RSPCA. Anyway, guys, I started with a word. It's buzzwords. Buzzwords are usually used over frequently and honestly mean nothing. They're just jargon, right? I'm going to give you, it's 2 words, but it's a buzzword. Mental health. Now, I've done counsellor training in the past. I've read lots of books on psychology. I'm not a psychologist by any means. I've started studying a little bit here and there towards, I hope one day, being qualified maybe when I'm 85, because I'm doing it a unit at a time. And hey, only when I can afford it. So here's the problem I have with mental health. Everyone's bringing it up nowadays. It's all over the place. It's everywhere. Mental health, mental health, mental health, mental health. You're saying fucking nothing. I'm sorry for all these people who think that mental health means something. It means nothing. You are literally using a jargon word. It's a political word. Mental health. Made up by social scientists to pretend to mean something. Mental health. What does it mean? Can somebody please tell me what it means? For some people, they say, well, mental health is to do with mental illness. No, it just describes a state of your mental being. That's all it does. It doesn't help you. Mental health means nothing. I hear it all the time, and it's usually, here's the funny thing, this is ironic, right? Mental health is only brought up after someone has committed suicide, somebody has shot the fuck out of somebody else, something else has happened. It's always mental health's fault. And it isn't. Mental health. Because mental health means nothing. These people have problems, yes. But, funnily enough, psychological science has come far enough for us to be able to determine what their mental illness is. Depression. Depression is mental illness. No, depression is depression. But it's a mental... No, it's not. Depression is a psychiatric condition. Sorry. But what kind of depression? Is it autofunction depression? Is it that? Is it circumstantial depression? Is it drug dependency depression? What is it? People go, we want funding for mental health. You are literally saying nothing because what do you want? What do you want? You're saying nothing. It's a jargon word. It's redundant. It's ridiculous. We need more money for mental health. What you're literally saying is, we want more money to help people with mental health problems, with mental illnesses. People with mental illnesses. But that doesn't sound nice to say mental illness. Mental health sounds much better, doesn't it? Mental health sounds a lot better than mental illness. Disabled sounds better than cripple. Homosexual sounds far better than poofter. And I know that last one's a bit of an insult, I know. But it's amazing how this jargon shit happens in our world today. Sort of like the LGBT IQ FPT3 thing. I always find it funny because they say bisexual. Bisexual could be a male who likes having sex with men and women, or a female who likes having sex with men and women, right? So, but it's all under one term. But homosexuality apparently is gay and lesbian. It really should be HBTQIFPST39, whatever the fuck it is. It's kind of funny that they have to separate the lesbians from the gays when they're both homosexual. But the jargon has become our entire lives. George Carlin is the man. I know he's dead. Okay, formerly the man. George Carlin spoke about this in one of his most famous, I encourage you to look it up on YouTube. It's what was the name of the skit again? Soft Language. You know, and he talks about this. He goes, in World War One, guys who came back from war with, major problems, they'd hear noise and they think they're back in the war or whatever it was. Back then, that was called shell shock. In World War II, the same condition was described as battle fatigue, nicer. And then in Vietnam, it became PTSD, an acronym, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder. And nowadays, it's everywhere. Everybody's PTSD. Everybody. Like, even if you're not diagnosed. And this is another thing that shits me. Everybody is diagnosing everybody. Social media. If you're one of those people that gets on Facebook and goes and does one of these quizzes about, was my ex a narcissist? Are you kidding me? That needs to be diagnosed. You don't go to somebody, oh, you've got cancer. When you see a mosquito bite on their arm, you've got a melanoma. It's a mosquito bite, but it's a melanoma. You go, no, man, I got bitten by a mosquito. No, it's a melanoma. Do you trust that person, or do you go to a doctor and say, hey, got bitten by a mosquito, my friend says it's a melanoma, what the hell's going on? Now, if you're stupid enough, mind you, to pay the 80 or 90 bucks to go to a doctor for that, fair enough. But why would you trust Facebook to diagnose somebody with a psychiatric disorder or condition, or, dare I say it again, mental illness? I understand there's a lot of people who are passionate about helping people who have got mental illnesses. And that's fine. I am too. I'm very passionate about mental illness. In fact, that's why I trained as a counsellor. That's why I read psychology books, because it's something that I think is very important. Mental health means nothing. It's a jive word. It's a jive word used by people who don't know what they're talking about. And I mean, I'm not super knowledgeable on this issue, but to say we need money on mental health, what mental health? What are you talking about? Do we need more help for schizophrenics, drug dependency? What are you talking about? And by the way, psychology is an individual person. It's their psychology, because you can get one person with schizophrenia with all the symptoms you would expect, but they're more moderate. Yes, they still have to take medication, but they're more moderate in the effect of their schizophrenia. And you can get somebody who's just batshit insane, and it just takes the edge off. The medication just takes the edge off. And you get the same with ADHD, if that exists. By the way, that's still under dispute. That is probably the longest running dispute in the psychological community. Does ADHD exist? So don't use the mental health term if you can. Mental illness. psychological condition, fine. But be specific. You have to be specific. Learn about these things. If you say autism, that's fine. Autism covers a hell of a lot of different mental illnesses and symptoms. One size does not fit all. So when you say mental health, I don't know what you mean, and neither do you. Anyway, I'm Nathan Gooks Fletcher. This has been my drunk philosophy, and I'll catch you later on. Uru.